match as you could possibly hope for.
Still, this is the lane, though, that John has to really conquer, and he has to do it through better execution. Better release.
Good shot. All the way. Interesting. I had a chance to talk to John, and I asked him, hey, if you win tonight, you become the all-time winningest player on the senior tour. He hadn't even thought of that.
Well, I hadn't given that much thought. It's always nice to be ahead of somebody like Tita, but that really hasn't been a prime consideration for me.
Pretty matter of fact about it, huh?
I would say. For a guy who could be the all-time title leader.
I think he's thinking more player of the year this year, and that he needs to win this tournament to have a chance at that.
And he's got a shot at Dickinson if he wins this match.
Wow.
Senior bowling at its finest, Mike. Let's speak the truth here.
He's just a machine when he gets going, though.
I kidded him. I said, John, you got to start practicing more. You got to work a little harder on your game.
He was out practicing before the telecast tonight, before the official practice session started. Gary Dickinson said he couldn't believe that he was practicing again.
Stuss trying to come back and just cannot knock down the 10-pin, and a man who has done a masterful job in hosting this event this week, Jerry Krause, the proprietor here at Seminole Lanes, enjoying the senior action. Cannot say enough about he and his son Kevin is right there in the forefront. Those two gentlemen work as hard as anybody in the bowling business to make their business successful and also their tournament as well.
And what they've done is get the whole community involved. I mean, they've gotten everybody here in the St. Petersburg, Clearwater area involved.
And don't forget, horse racing coming up Friday on ESPN, the Meadowlands Cup from East Rutherford, New Jersey, live at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. It's like the week before the Breeders' Cup. So a lot of great races. And Gene Stuss was looking to get off to the races there, but I think he broke a leg.
See, that's what'll happen when you go week 10, week 10. You try and get it up there. Here he circles a little more with a little softer speed, and the overreaction, boom, double pinochle, and this match is all but over.
And Gene Stuss will keep just one victory thus far in the championship round and go down to defeat again in a game that he bowled very well up until the 8th frame.
Well, it's not over yet, but the way Andy Gard is going, it just appears to be.
After what we saw last week, I guess you're right. Interesting 10th frame between Dickinson and Hersina last week. The handyman right up the track, though. Don't expect this guy to miss the pocket. Another strike for Handegard as Gary Dickinson practices off in the distance.
Well, that all but did it there. He can take this out the sheet for 280. Handegard looking for, what is it, 7 in a row now? Pretty shot, pretty shot.
Light hit carry. Handegard with a smile. Sits down as he jokes with the fans here at Seminole.
It's easy to be fun and relaxed when you get 7 in a row.
You're not kidding. Stuss started with the first 3 and then fizzled a bit. Had trouble trying to get the 10-pin out on a couple of shots.
Same thing, the circle with a softer speed and the ball overreacts.
Well, he's in a situation, though, Mike, where he knows he has to keep striking. So you can't just keep hitting the pocket and leaving the soft end. You've got to make some kind of a move.
I understand. It's very true. I've been in that situation, you know.
The guy you're playing with keeps making birdies. You better do something to do the same.
See, the problem happens, you know, when your quality shot, when it comes off your hand clean with heavy fingers and it comes in half pocket and leaves the weak 10, your mind says, what do I do? I mean, I know if I move right, it's going high. And so when your quality shot doesn't strike, well, you know you're in trouble.
The only thing you could do would maybe what? Slow down the speed just a fraction?
That's what he did, and he got double pinochle. So
you lured me right into that, didn't you?
Well,
You set the snare. Now I'm hanging by my ankle up in the tree. Cut me down, would you please?
Gene's hanging.
Oh, Gene's already hung, to be quite honest.
As once again, Handegard It's an opportunity to bowl for a PBA Senior Championship.
Frustrating year so far for Gene Stuss, who has really bowled very, very well on a weekly basis. I'll tell you what's going to happen, though. It'll all turn around here somewhere along the way, and this guy will go on a tear.
Well, what did he say at the top when you talked to him about it? He says, hey, these guys have been bowling great against me.
Yeah, that's true, too.
And here, Handegaard can shoot 280 at him. You know, it's hard to win when guys throw 7, 8 in a row at you.
We've heard that story a few times in the last couple of years from John Hersina as well.
And we heard it from Walter Ray, too.
Oh, no question. Isn't that funny how that can happen at times?
John trying to take it out the sheet. Give a little room. Boy, he wants to hang on to a couple of these for the next game, you know. Everything's falling down.
I'd like to have a light hit, the pocket hit, and something that rolls out a little high.
That is full array.
Nice combination. But the interesting thing will be, I would say, comparatively speaking, that he and Gary will both be playing pretty much in the same area. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, may come down to a carry contest, you know. Who's going to carry the crucial situation. Another interesting thought that just occurred to me as John leaves a light 8-pin. Gary Dickinson, we know his quest is to be Senior Player of the Year this year. To get toward that, he had to defeat John Hersina last week, and now he has to defeat John Handegaard. If he does both that, he may be well on his way.
It's interesting because Gary still feels it might come down to the final event.
It can, especially if Handegaard would win this tournament, I think. Yeah.
John Handegaard with a beautiful performance defeats Gene Stuss. The St. Petersburg